and abroad. So on yesterday, a group of Guinean soldiers, my new group of Guinean soldiers, crossed the border on the Southern Bar district, Foya, Lofa County. You know, we share a common border with the Guinean. It's a river right there. I'm told that Liberian are digging sand for road construction and other activities going on in that area. And the Guinean soldier went across the border, well armed to the teeth, 50 caliber, and they had a sniper across the river that was in the tree and, pointing the gun on the Liberian side of the river. So when they got there, they met three security personnel who are assigned in the area, but they were not armed. So they were looking for a perfect opportunity so that they can do what they have done. And the guys told them, you can't go over there because you guys are in your number and you are well armed. We can't let you cross the border. So they went back and they came back with reinforcement. And that went, those guys called the authority, our Liberian security assigned over there with no arms and ammunition, but they were just there to stop the guys. But somebody coming with a 50 caliber gun, coming with RPG, they were armed to the teeth. It's like it was meditated. That's why I thought they have done. But those guys couldn't actually stop them. So they placed a call over to the higher authority, I'm told. And while the call came back for them to speak with the Guinean, the youth, and say, hey, you guys don't have arms. Leave this with us. So over 3 to 400 youth within the area came out in that number and outnumbered the soldier. The soldier got afraid because they came with cutlasses, they came with guns, single shotguns, and you name it, right? So while they were doing that, the Guineans, they asked, you need to actually remove your flag because this is like you are infringing on our territorial war or territorial, integrity. On our it is a violation of our sovereignty and territorial, integrity. So at that point, the security personnel that were assigned in the area, they had left because the youth said, leave it with us. And we know that you are here assigned in this place here officially, but you need to leave this with us. So the youth came and said, hey guys, you can't do this. You are encroaching on our land. 1 minute. Sorry about that. I got something in the room I gotta go grab. They said you are encroaching on our land. And as such, we can't let this happen when we, the youth, are, living in this area with our family. So the flag that you planted over there is like a provocation of war. So what happened when the youth came out in their number? The soldier got afraid. The Guinean soldier got afraid and decided to go back, and they were asked to take down the flag because they planted the flag. They never met no security at the time, only two security personnel that they met over there, and they planted their flag. As such, when the boys came up in their number, They were afraid because the boys were armed with collar machete. They were armed with shotgun. They were armed with a whole bunch of stuff. And the Guinean, and I'm like, guy, Domoya, if you're listening to this video or this podcast, I am an independent podcaster. There's no time for us as African. We don't have no time to be picking on one another. Liberia is a small country. We may not have the military equipment that you got, but I guarantee you, Liberians, or Liberia has a trained army personnel. I can tell you this. Liberia got trained army personnel. I can tell you that. And those boys that you actually, interact with over there, most of them are ex-combatant. So we don't want war. What we want is to build our country right now because we fought a civil war in our country for 40 years. And you know this. So we are still going through recovery process and we don't want no problem. Mr. Domoya, just to let you know. So if the boys were giving the order, the few soldiers that you brought over there across the river, the boys could disarm them. But we don't want that to actually escalate to the next level. You did that to Sierra Leone, and now you bring it to Liberia. You don't need to do that, Domoya. We Liberians are peaceful people. We have had enough on our plate. So we don't want anything of such to actually happen. And we are asking you to please stop and let actually handle it on the diplomatic level. But as I'm speaking to you right now, the Liberian security sent border patrol to the place and they sent police. I mean, I'm not just saying police and border patrol, but they were armed, well armed to man that particular place. Right? So what we're saying right here, right now, Africa should be able to come together and unite Africa. Because if we get one army, if we get one currency, if we get one president, if we get one capital, it's going to be hard for the Westerner to infiltrate or the CIA to come and just, disengage or because that's what they do. Right? But if we start fighting among ourselves, they will find time to infiltrate. And we don't want that. So Domoya, please tell your boys to stay in their lane and let us stay in our lane. We don't want no trouble. Please. So again, right now I'm speaking with the security presence in at the border. There's a calm have been restored in the area, and there is a dialogue between the authority of the Guinean and Liberian authority. So if you're just watching me, my name is Jim Wratto Jr. from Atlantic City, New Jersey. I'm just giving you an update of what happened on the 11th of March, 2026. That picking on people, right? Look, most of the boys are still traumatized. And let me say this. We don't want to incite any war. We don't want to incite anybody. But he that is down, fear no fall. Guinea, you build your country, there's no war in your country. But we had war in our country, and our country been devastated. And we're still building the country. So if you want to pick on us, you're picking on a wounded lion. I can tell you that. So be careful, man. But again, it have been resolved amicably. and we don't want any repetition of such to happen again. And I spoke to the Liberian president. Let there be a presence of security to the border points so that that which happened on the 11th cannot happen again. So for those of you that are watching me, I'm going live on the YouTube platform. You can subscribe to my channel, right? Subscribe to my channel, like it, and share. We all are stakeholders, and we need to add our voice to the many voices speaking for our country. And I want to say thank you all so much for watching. Please share this video. Liberia is going to rise again and going to surpass a lot of African country. I can tell you this because I foresee our developmental agenda being achieved, but it requires collective efforts and require us wrapping our hands around the president and the administration so that we can achieve our goal with the infrastructure development. We're talking about bridges, we're talking about schools, we're talking about roads, we're talking about building infrastructure, we're talking about clinic, hospitals, and you name them. And that's what we're doing right now. But it required collective efforts. So again, I'm just speaking, to my Liberians because we all are stakeholders. What happened to that border on yesterday? We pray that it should not be repeated going forward. And thank God, our security personnel were able to actually go over there to mend the place. So I'm just yesterday I was a little bit, kind of angry. So my tone was a little, on the top when I did my podcast. When I did my podcast on the Facebook platform. So again, I want to say thank you all for watching. Subscribe to my channel, follow me, and like the video. I'm Jim Wratto Jr. from Atlanta City, New Jersey. Thank you all. I love you. Have yourself a wonderful day. Bye. Thank you.